When something is important enough, you do it, even if the odds are not in your favor. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop, where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. I think there should be regulations on social media to the degree that it negatively affects the public good. I always invest my own money in the companies that I create. I don't believe in the whole thing of just using other people's money. I don't think that's right. I'm not going to ask other people to invest in something if I'm not prepared to do so myself. We're running the most dangerous experiment in history right now, which is to see how much carbon dioxide the atmosphere can handle before there is an environmental catastrophe. The value of beauty and inspiration is very much underrated, no question. But I want to be clear, I'm not trying to be anyone's savior. I'm just trying to think about the future and not be sad. I'm interested in things that change the world or that affect the future, and wondrous, new technology where you see it, and you're like, wow, how did that even happen? How is that possible? We can't have, like, willy-nilly proliferation of fake news. That's crazy. You can't have more types of fake news than real news. That's allowing public deception to go unchecked. That's crazy. The future of humanity is going to bifurcate into directions. Either it's going to become multiplanetary, or it's going to remain confined to one planet, and eventually, there's going to be an extinction event. We could definitely make a flying car, but that's not the hard part. The hard part is, how do you make a flying car that's super safe and quiet? Because if it's a howler, you're going to make people very unhappy. I think most of the important stuff on the internet has been built. There will be continued innovation, for sure, but the great problems of the internet have essentially been solved. I would like to fly in space. Absolutely, that would be cool. I used to just do personally risky things, but now I've got kids and responsibilities, so I can't be my own test pilot. That wouldn't be a good idea, but I definitely want to fly as soon as it's a sensible thing to do. There's nothing. I've bought everything I want. I don't like yachts or anything. You know, I'm not a yacht person, and I've got pretty much the nicest plane I'd want to have. Generally, the view that I've had on Twitter is if you're on Twitter, you're in, like, the meme. You're in meme warland. If you're on Twitter, you're in the arena. And so, essentially, if you attack me, it is therefore okay for me to attack back. My background educationally is physics and economics, and I grew up in sort of an engineering environment. My father is an electromechanical engineer, and so there were lots of engineering things around me. I think a lot of the American people feel more than a little disappointed that the high watermark for human exploration was 1969. The dream of human space travel has almost died for a lot of people. Silicon Valley has evolved a critical mass of engineers and venture capitalists, and all the support structure, the law firms, the real estate, all that are all actually geared toward being accepting of startups. Trying to read our DNA is like trying to understand software code with only 90% of the code riddled with errors. It's very difficult in that case to understand and predict what that software code is going to do. I have made the mistaken assumption, and I will attempt to be better at this, of thinking that because somebody is on Twitter and is attacking me that it is open season, and that is my mistake.